What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. I am live from the United Center right now. This has been absolutely just an insane weekend, and like even right now, we have all kinds of people walking around, and the interviews are going on and everything. I just ran into C9 Jack a second ago. Once the group draws were happening, Peter Dunn was actually in the room, so I got to talk to Peter Dunn about the group draws and all this stuff. I mean, this weekend has been insane. The United Center's been sick. I know somebody commented that it looks like a parking lot or something like that, but I thought this would be a really cool backdrop for this video. And of course, I wanted to get the World's group draw out to you guys as soon as I could. This would have been out sooner, but I was at the press conferences and stuff like that. I got to ask some questions. That was an awesome experience, and I'll have the spicy clips and the full press conference videos up on my YouTube channel as well. But getting into the World's group draw, which is a huge story. Eventually on this channel we'll talk about our World's predictions from these groups and stuff, but just in this video I wanted to get the groups out to you. And in Group A of the play-ins, we have Fnatic, Beyond Gaming, Detonation Focus Me, the very scary team from the LJL. We have Evil Geniuses, the LCS representative in play-ins, Loud, and Chiefs Esports. Very interesting group. Fnatic is obviously, one of the super teams from the LEC that we didn't necessarily expect to be in play-ins, but they're here. Evil Geniuses had 4 out of 5 members on the LCS All-Pro team. We didn't necessarily expect them to be here, but they are here. Also sounds like Cowrie is going to be the starting AD carry for EG during this as well. And yeah, he's going to have a couple more weeks of scrims and practice and stuff, but how different is this version of EG going to be, and how good are they going to be? I don't know. It's going to be scary. And then we have Loud and Chief Esports, which some people are calling maybe the best Osh team of all time. So this is an interesting group. But in some ways, this is the much easier group, because if you take a look at Group B, where we have DRX from the LCK, we have RNG from the LPL, Saigon Buffalo, who always makes things spicy. We also have Mad Lions, who, funnily enough, for the LEC also had 4 out of 5 All-Pro team members, which is crazy. Both those teams ending up in the play-ins. And then we have Istanbul Wildcats, Denzi Bank Wildcats now, apparently, and then we have Isurus from the LLA. This group is obviously much scarier just on paper, because you have the LCK and the LPL representative. VCS teams are always spicy. And then you have Mad Lions as well, who they didn't look that great towards the end of the split. They didn't look that great in the playoffs, but they're still a very good team. Like I said, they have 4 out of 5 All-Pro members of the LEC first team. And they also have Niski, who is the MVP as well. So that'll be very interesting to see how this goes. How this works is I believe they're going to play single round robin best of 1. So you're going to get to play every single team one time. The top team from each group will be advancing to the main stage, and then 2, 3, and 4 are going to make it to the knockout stage. So the only way you can get eliminated in this is if you get 5th or 6th. You get 5th or 6th, you're going home right away. If you finish 3rd and 4th in your group, those 2 teams from the same group, 3rd and 4th, are going to play each other in a best of 5. The winner of that best of 5 is going to play the 2 seed from the other group. So this is where things get a little bit interesting for like EG and even Fnatic. If they win, the EG and Fnatic have the easier group for sure. And if you win the group, you're going to the world main stage. That's awesome. But if you lose your group, then you're going to have to end up beating one of these teams, whether it's DRX, RNG, Mad Lion, Saigon Buffalo, whoever finishes, second, or whoever finishes like second, third, fourth, and ends up making it out. You're going to have to face them in a best of 5. So yes, EG's group is easier for best of 1s. They have a better chance of winning their group, but they're going to end up with a much harder best of 5. So in some ways, in this format, it's actually kind of interesting, because in some ways it's kind of better to get the hard group unless you're going to win your group. And EG, I'm sure, can win their group, but hey, Fnatic's going to be tough. Detonation Focus Me is going to be tough. And in best of 1, anything can happen. It's going to get real crazy. It's going to get real spicy. But those are the play-in group draws. This is from the Game House, obviously. But then we also had the main stage group draws. Obviously, we don't know the 4th team in all these groups yet. It's going to depend on how play-in goes. But we do know the first 3 teams in each of these groups, and then you can kind of piece together the rest of the teams just by seeing, on the region basis and all that stuff. But in Group A, Cloud9, T1, and EDG. Hey, congrats to Cloud9. You win the LCS finals, and now you're thrown into a group with T1 and EDG. But Cloud9 has always been up to the challenge. Cloud9 is always a team that takes these hard groups, takes these groups where they are not expected to get out, not favored to get out, and they make a run. So Cloud9 is definitely up for that challenge, especially coming off a very dominant series against 100 Thieves. T1, not necessarily as consistent or as scary as they have been in the past. They're still a very good team, but this is definitely not an unbeatable T1, but I also love the storylines. It's going to be Gumayusi against Berserker, C9 against T1 and all those ways, LS, T1, that whole thing going on. And then also EDG, obviously, is going to be a very, very good team as well. So this group's going to be fun. Can't wait to see who the fourth team is going to be. It could end up being Fnatic, Mad Lion, somebody like that as well. It's going to be a fun group. Then in Group B, we have JDG, G2, and Damwon Kia. Now, this definitely doesn't feel like the craziest group in the world if you're G2. In some ways for them, I want to say in some ways it was maybe good to lose the finals, but then you see Rogue's group, and it definitely wasn't good to lose the finals. But this isn't that. It's spicy, but I don't know. I think if you're G2, you feel pretty good about this. Yes, JDG, number 1 seed in the LPL. They're going to be scary. Top teams in the LPL are always scary, but G2's always down for those top LPL teams. They're always down to scrap. Yeah, it doesn't always work out the best for them, but they usually, hopefully, will put up a good fight, not like getting 3-0 in the finals or something like that. And then they get matched up with Damwon Kia, who is like their international rivals. G2 and Damwon, they go way back. They have played a ton of series. Both teams have won some of those. So we'll have to see. This Damwon Kia team is much, much, much weaker than like 2020 Damwon Kia or something like that. So this will be interesting. Obviously, G2 might be a little bit weaker as well. They're coming off a 0-3 of their own. But this is going to be a fun group. I cannot wait to see how G2 and Damwon stack up against JDG, how G2 and Damwon stack up against each other, how good CAPS is going to do internationally. It's going to be fun. And then in Group C, this is what G2 would have got if they would have won the LEC finals, but obviously they didn't. We have Rogue, top esports. They put top, but I think it's supposed to be TES. Rogue, top, and then Gigabyte Marines coming out of the VCS. They are back at Worlds once again. Gigabyte Marines, always a scary team, but not the best team in the world. If your options are like another LCK team or something like that, you're probably happy with Gigabyte Marines. And that sounds a little bit crazy to say that you're happy with Gigabyte Marines in your group. But this Worlds is just absolutely stacked. There's going to be so many good teams. There's not necessarily any free wins or anything like that going around. But if you're Rogue, you got to feel good. Not only did you just 3-0 G2 in the finals, Odo, a lot of these guys, Larson getting their title finally, coming into Worlds hot, but they also have a pretty relatively easy group. Again, we don't know who the fourth team's going to be yet, but this has to feel pretty good for Rogue, getting a group that they definitely can get out of. Now, they're going to have to show up. They're going to have to play well. They're going to have to overcome those choke memes and all that stuff, and hopefully they've done that by winning the LEC title now. But yeah, overall, pretty good draw for Rogue. I think definitely a much easier group than like Cloud9, who's the other number 1 seed from the West. And then finally, the last group, Group D, we have Gen G. Absolute monster team, just looking so good right now coming out of the LCK. We have Flying Oyster, who I actually don't know much about, but they're the team out of the PCS. I believe they're the 1 seed out of the PCS. And then 100 Thieves. This group definitely seems like the weakest group. 100 Thieves just got 3-0'd. Flying Oyster, I don't know exactly how strong they're going to come out. And then it seems like Gen G is kind of be smacking them all around. Obviously, you can see this group doesn't have an LPL team in it, so we could be getting an LPL team in there. It also doesn't have an LEC team. So this group, I think, is going to get hopefully a lot spicier by the time the World's main event comes around. But that's what we're looking at right now. And there it is. That is the full play-in draw and the full group stage draw. Obviously, after the play-ins, these teams will get slotted into the rest of those groups, and we'll be able to make some full assessments. I'm still in Chicago right now. I'm going to be headed back to Miami, and then I'll upload some prediction videos. We can go more in depth to the teams. I'm going to upload a power rankings for every single team at Worlds as well, what I think about them. It's going to be really fun, but yeah, I had to make the most out of my time while I'm still here in the United Center. I wanted to get a video out to you guys. World group draw, seeing it in person is always so sick, and I'm so excited for this Worlds. The play-ins going to be the best play-ins we've ever had. And I think the Worlds group stage is going to be very, very fun as well. I hope the West shows up. I hope the West does well. We'll have to see what happens. That's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Somebody drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Consider checking out the Twitch stream. First link in the description below. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.